The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a warlock of Sneaky Coyote.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Twitch Grimfoot, a rat folk necromancer.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Zionsi, a spider-can rogue.
Hi, I'm Ash King, and I'm playing Sintra Redmaw, Paladin of the Bone Mother.
And I'm Carrie Hester, and I'm playing Billy, a possum fighter.
And I'm Connor Shenold, and I play Jaska, the Yote Ranger. And today, I am also your Dungeon Master. Welcome to Tales from the Ironwoods.
I don't have a tail.
Previously, our strange group had helped a company of dwarves known as the Silverstone clan to the Ironwoods. Meanwhile, Sintra and Billy, representatives from Clan Ironweaver, were sent to establish a land deal with Clan Silverstone. The land deal went swimmingly. However, a camp was already there. A not-so-well-known criminal, Charlie Lloyd, who had been harvesting ironwood bark illegally, had set up this camp. Sintra was having none of this, as they began combat in which Charlie had teleported away. Later, the players had ventured into the woods after Charlie. They had met Ted, the Sasquatch, who tasked you with collecting ingredients for a soup. You assisted him and found Charlie. During the confrontation with Charlie, small creatures with one central eye and multiple smaller eyes had appeared and started attacking. The characters had defeated these creatures, and Charlie decided to come willingly. Along the way, the characters had found a strange mansion that they could not get into. However, up in a tree was an orange blink cat known as Pumpkin. They had told you that you needed a key to get inside. They had also mentioned a master whose name they could not remember. You were then led out by Pumpkin out of the forest to go take a long rest and went back in as Pumpkin guided you, but you had found goblin tracks.
You head further into the Ironwoods, following the goblin tracks northwest. As you continue to travel, the sky slowly starts to become overcast, with a scent of rain close on the horizon. Stepping through the brush, you come across an interesting sight, what appears to be a wagon trail. There are deep grooves in the dirt trail, some much older than some of the other tracks. A fresh mark suggests a wagon has passed through here recently, heading in the same direction you have been traveling.
Well, we found these wagon tracks. First we were following goblin tracks. I thought we were going to find some goblins. Now we've got wagons, apparently.
Do goblins ride wagons?
Apparently here they do. I don't know much about goblins in the Ironwood, or anywhere else really, except for in the Feywild.
There's more than one. Jaska, do you have any idea how fresh these are?
Let me take a look. Jaska bends down closer to take a look at the tracks.
I'll give you assistance.
Okay. And she gets a 21 for her perception check. You see her inspect where you see the wagon tracks, and then a little bit a ways away without fully leaving your party. She comes back. Well, there seems to be the goblin tracks that we were following earlier are still here. They don't seem to be with that wagon. But they've all been leading the way that Pumpkin told us to go earlier, which was to continue on northwest.
To my understanding, what you're saying is that both the goblin tracks and the wagon tracks head off in the same direction, but they take two separate paths eventually?
Not from what I saw. It seems like the wagon went through first, and then these goblins were eventually caught up after it.
So they're both going in the exact same direction, but they're not together.
I don't seem to be.
Right.
Billy puts a little hand on Cintra's cheek. Cintra, what pool wagon? Goblin pool wagon?
No, Billy.
I got the answer for that, Billy. The wagon seems to be pulled by some kind of goat.
A goat?
Delicious.
Well, if they're using it for pulling the wagon, I don't think they're going to eat that goat. I'm sorry, Billy.
I eat goat. They don't eat goat.
But it's going in the way that Pumpkin told us to be traveling. Do we want to follow along this trail?
Yes,
or?
I say
Follow
we keep
goat!
Twitch has been standing here amongst all of you, all discussing the trail, the goblins, the wagon, the possibilities, holding open a old leather tome and writing in it and watching, like hanging on every word, scribbling something in.
You got some observations you want to share over there, Twitch?
Yeah, I'll share them. Would you like to read it, Billy? And hands the book out.
Mouse Man, you know I cannot read.
And you know my name's not Mouse Man. Just some observations I'm making. For example, it says Blackjack has a keen eye because he noticed that the goblin tracks went away and turned into wagon tracks before anyone else did. And that Jaska was able to put pieces together when handed multiple moving parts of the situation. And then for Billy here, well, it just says Billy.
So I say we keep following these tracks as far as they can, and Jaska, just you let us know if anything changes.
All right, yeah, I'll be sure to fill y'all in on that.
I'll also take the lead with you, Jaska, and so that way if there's any survival checks that need to be made, I can assist with.
Okay.
Which means, of
Leoncy's
course,
gonna
I'm in
have-
the front because I'm on Cintra's shoulder.
Zeoncy's going to have their short bow out and are going to be scanning, watching.
So you guys head further down the trail. Following it for some time, I need all of you to give me a perception check. And Zianti, you were kind of a little bit more alert, so with advantage.
All right, I will take that.
Cintra, what'd you get?
18.
18. Billy?
19.
19.
8, 7.
Only a 12.
Okay, so all of you except for Blackjack and Twitch, you begin as you're following along the trail to hear the sounds of a fight coming further up ahead. You hear shouts in a language from this far away you can't quite place, and the sounds of weapons clanging against each other.
Cintra will immediately draw her cudgel.
General, what is it?
Completely ignore.
I will start ribbing Blackjack. Follow her, go.
What are we following? What's going on?
I will immediately kick up the pace, Billy on my shoulder, to try and reach whatever this combat situation is.
And
We
Jessica
join
calls out for
fight!
you.
Zeoncy is going to immediately go stealth
Okay.
and go sideways off the path a little.
Are you going quietly?
Yeah.
All right. I follow with Ziancy, because anytime Ziancy goes stealthily, I do it as well.
You two roll me a stealth.
Modified 19.
15.
I look up from my book after adding an addendum to Blackjack's entry that says, have discussion with following chain of command. And then I slam it shut, and now, where did General? And I'll start running off towards Central.
Cintra, Billy, Jaska, and Twitch, you head down the trail. Before you come across yet another interesting sight, there are 6 goblins that appear to be locked into battle with each other. 3 goblins are packed closely near a small wagon that is being pulled by a goat, who bleats its displeasure at the events taking place. The remaining goblins seem to be guarding the wagon from this other group of goblins. Ones attacking them are attacking ferociously, and you notice something a little strange about their attire. It seems like the way that they're dressed and their weaponry are more like those found further east of the Caliban frontier.
The wagon goblins or the attacking goblins?
The attacking goblins.
Okay.
Cintra and Billy, you notice that the goblins that are guarding the wagon are wearing clothing that is more befitting of a gnome.
Okay.
And more specifically, kind of the attire that the Iron Weavers wear.
Just again to make sure everything's completely clear, the goblins who are the attackers look basically foreign, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
They're dressed completely differently. They seem very different. But the ones with the wagon seem to basically be local boys.
Yes.
Okay. Running into this situation, I'll just, hey!
They all startle and look over to you. Weapons paused a little as they kind of take in this gnoll that has run towards them. And you see what appears to be a leader of the goblins dressed as gnolls. Female goblin, traditional kind of greenish skin, but she's got a shock of red hair that she has braided past her shoulders. And she's, oh, are you from the Ironweavers? You've come to help us! And she quickly uses this distraction to try and make her attempt at getting this other goblin off of her.
Okay. Basically, I'm immediately stepping in. Well, all right, I don't really care who started it, but I'm going to finish it as I, approach towards these goblins, these attackers.
So everybody go ahead and roll me initiative. Okay, Sintra, what'd you get?
We got a 16.
Billy?
7.
Blackjack?
A natural 20 for a 25.
Twitch?
7.
Ooh, what's your
Yeah,
dex?
what's your dex?
Because I also got a 7.
2.
Mine is also 2.
Roll off. Rollies.
I got a 16.
You win.
Okay. And Beyonce?
6.
And Sintra, what is your dex modifier?
My dex modifier is a +0.
Okay, perfect. So, Blackjack, you are up first.
Right.
You saw Sintra run in to try and see what's going on with the fight. One of the goblin leaders from the group that appears to be with the wagon has continued the fight, and so now it seems like there's just going to be a fight that happens. What would you like to do?
As I don't know what our general is planning to do, I am going to hold my action to fire at whomever Sintra hits. However, I am going to use my bonus action to cast Hex on what looks like the leader of the attacking goblin. So I will have a Hex on him just in case it's that one that Sintra ends up going after.
Okay. And that one seems to be engaged in combat with the other leader of
That's what I figured. So
the
that's why
wagon goblins.
That's why I'm going. So I've got a Hex on that goblin just in case that's the one that Sintra goes after. And once Sintra does attack, I will shoot off an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. It is the wagon goblin's turn. The leader will make an attack at the opposing leader. Try and see if she can hit him. Her first attack misses, so she is going to try and swing again with her scimitar. She hits him this time, her weapon finding just the right point in his armor to slash him. He gives out a grunt as he takes 8 points of slashing damage. And the other two goblins that are with the wagon are kind of just eyeing up the other two and trying to figure out where your party fits in with how everything is going to play out. So they are going to hold their actions for now. Sintra, it's your turn.
Okay. Seeing that she has been asked for help, she will dive right in at the leader, basically. And I think what she's actually going to try to do first, just because she's so big, she's going to try to grapple the enemy leader and basically try to pull him off of the friendly goblin.
Okay, so roll me a
So my strength versus your, and I can use athletics, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It's a 21.
I got a 22.
22. Oh, wow. Okay, he is a springy boy. Okay.
Can I then count that as an action?
Yes.
All right, so I will go with the Eldritch Blast. 24 to hit.
That will hit.
16 points of force. 11 points of force damage, 5 points of necrotic.
Sintra, you go to try and grapple with the leader of the opposing goblins, and he quickly jumps out of your grasp before just taking a chest full of this blast, and he stumbles back a little. It is now his turn. He is going to look between the goblin he had been fighting and now his new opponent. So he's going to first take a swing at you, Sintra. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
That will succeed.
4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he is going to try and slash at the leader of the wagon's goblins, who he will also hit 5 points of slashing. And the two goblins on his side, one is going to go for you, Twitch. He's going to run up to you, full 30 feet of movement, and try and swing at you with his scimitar.
Does he have to run past me to try to get to Twitch?
No. Okay. First attack's only 11, and second attack, it's a 22 to hit. 8 slashing damage. The last goblin on the opposing side will try to throw a dagger at Billy. That's a 16.
No, 18.
Nice. And that is his action. So, Twitch, it is now your turn. You do have one of the goblins on you.
Did you skip me?
I think so.
I'm so sorry, Billy. Yes, it's your turn.
I leap from Cintra's shoulder, and I'm going to try to attack the leader goblin with my sword. 14.
That's going to miss.
Okay, that's it.
Now, Twitch, it is your turn.
They have been fighting each other. Does this one have any wounds or damage?
He does look a little worse for wear, but he's not been too hurt. You kind of get the sense that this fight hasn't been going on for very long before you guys got here.
General! As I throw my hands up defensively and wiggle my claws to cast Toll the Dead. So I need a wisdom saving throw.
That is only going to be an 11.
Ha! Is he at 100% full health?
No.
Okay, he will take 1d12 of damage. Boop, doop, doop. 5 necrotic, and then disengage, because that's what I can do with a rat.
And how far away are you moving from him?
10 screaming general on top of my lungs.
Okay. Xionsi, it's your turn.
Xionsi is hidden, has his short bow. He's looking back and forth, trying to figure out what to do with these two goblin groups, and then one of them dashes out to attack Twitch. So he aims the short bow at that one. 14?
That hits.
Sweet. Only 6 points with the sneak attack.
Xionsi, that was your turn, so now it is Jaska's turn. She is going to try and fire a shot from her bow at the leader. And she is going to hit. 5 piercing damage. And she's going to call out, "Now get him, Mistletoe!" And you guys watch as Mistletoe speeds in real fast and lashes its twigs out at this boss, dealing him another 5 points of damage.
Wow, he's thorny bush.
And with that, it is once again Blackjack's turn.
How badly is this leader looking?
He's looking fairly bad.
Okay, we'll go ahead and fire one more time at him. 16.
That will hit.
13 points of damage. And don't I get something else with Hex? I get something with Hex.
You get an extra d6 worth of damage, but you can declare a ability
Yeah, that they have disadvantage
that they have
on.
disadvantage for skill checks with.
Yes, and I want to do perception.
Okay, so he has disadvantage on that. And is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn?
Okay, it is the wagon goblin's turn. Their leader is going to once again try and make an attack at the other leader goblin. And her first attack misses. Her second attack is also going to miss. Her other two, one rushes over to help you, Twitch, getting in between you and that other goblin that had tried to attack you.
Oh.
Their first attack hits. 7 points of piercing damage, and then they're going to try again with their next attack. This one, it will also hit. 3 points of damage. The last one from that group is actually going to kind of maintain their position by the wagon. Sintra, it's your turn.
All right. So seeing that this little leader of the goblins is playing hardball, I will grab the cudgel and make a swing. 14.
That will miss.
And that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. The captain of the more foreign goblins looks between the four of you. The other captain for the wagon goblins, Sintra, Billy, the three of you, uses his nimble escape to do a disengage action. And he launches himself up at the wagon, grabs up a sack that appears to be full of what the wagon had been carrying, and begins to make his escape from the trail.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
As you all have traveled along this wagon trail you found in the Ironwoods, you've come across two separate groups of goblins fighting. And after attacking them from some time, the leader of the more aggressive goblins has ducked away from you all to try and steal something that the other goblins had been transporting. And he is currently trying to make his way away from the situation. However, it is still his other goblins' turns. Twitch, the one that had been attacking you, sees that his leader has pulled away from the situation. So he will also use the similar tactic of disengaging and beginning to flee in a random direction.
Good job, Thistletoe.
And then, pretty similar with the opposing goblin's third man, he will also begin to try and make his way out of here. So Billy, it is your turn.
How far do they get?
So they only get about 30 feet away from each of you guys.
I'm just gonna drop my sword in the dirt and grab my crossbow and try to hit the goblin with the bag. 17.
That will hit.
For max damage at 10.
You hit him with this crossbow bolt, hits him square in the back of the shoulder, and he gives out a wounded grunt, but still seems to be trying to make his way.
Action surge!
Okay.
I'm gonna try to hit him again. It's a nat one.
Oh.
I missed.
Yeah, so you fire off another crossbow, and it just goes way out into the trees, hitting one of them and then completely bouncing off of it because it's an ironwood tree.
It's okay, Billy. You'll get him next time.
And Twitch, it's your turn.
Magic missile.
To each of the 3 goblins or one for...
The one that disengaged away from me.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. 12.
You kill this one. Your magic missiles hit it pure in the back, and he falls forward as he was running, just face down in the dirt.
I'm sort of like running sideways while I'm casting this to Jaska. Hey, that weed you run around with, pretty useful, pretty handy in a fight.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. More so than Podo over there, and I motion towards Billy.
Is that the end of your turn, Twitch?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Zionsi.
Zionsi will also fire a short bow again at the one running away with the bag. 10.
That's going to miss.
Yep.
And then it's Jaska's turn. She will also try and shoot at the leader. He is very lucky. She also misses. Blackjack, once again, it is your turn.
Eldritch Blast at the leader with the bag. That will be a 8.
Okay. So the leader of the goblins that has the wagon, you hear her curse in her goblin language. Do any of you guys understand Goblin?
No.
You hear what you assume to be a lot of vulgar language, just by the way that she's forming words, and she's kind of stomping her foot on the ground. But neither she nor her group makes any attempt to go after the other goblins. Sintra.
Sintra will drop to all 4s. How far away is he?
30 feet.
He's within my normal movement speed. I will rush over to him. Just a running strike. That's a 9. But I'm still up in his grill.
Okay. So you try and get at him, and he is able to get out of the way, but you are right on him, so he will actually take an opportunity attack to use his dash move to continue further out.
Okay, so he's dashing, and but he's not using his like nimble escape. A 16.
That will hit.
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
So you smash at him with your cudgel, and he takes the hit, but continues on further and disappears into the ironwood trees. You can't catch sight of him anymore.
But he's just gone 60 feet. Okay, and has he like actively hidden or?
Not yet, but it is harder to see him through the trees.
Okay. Sniffing, like trying to catch his scent.
And the other goblins on his side will also use the same dash action to get further into the trees. Billy.
Billy will, I guess, turn to the other goblin, the leader with the braids, and say, "That's Sintra. She mighty warrior. She get bag back for you."
You talk? Oh gosh.
Of course I talk.
Getting him to stop is the real trick.
And the leader of the wagon goblins, just as you say that Sintra's gonna get back, just let him get away. They've been doing this all the time. There's nothing in that bag anyway. They took our decoy bag, let's say that.
Sintra! 'Tis decoy bag! Let go!
I hope everyone else in the world heard that.
Hopefully they don't speak common.
So, what was it they were trying to take from you?
So yeah, at this point you guys do drop out of initiative as the other goblins keep heading further into the ironwoods.
We'll just trudge back after hearing Billy shout at me in Knoll that it was a decoy. Put the cudgel back on my belt, and hands on my hips.
I hate it when they get away.
The leader of the wagon goblins shakes her head. Well, they've been doing a lot of weird robbery of us and the rest of my group over a week now. We were making our way down to the Iron Weavers, but something weird seems to be happening of us actually leaving the Ironwoods.
Yes, as I look over to Pumpkin.
Apparently, the Ironwoods are experiencing a lot of interesting strangeness lately. And one of those things seems to be that the Feywild is overlapping with the Ironwoods more than usual. And it's becoming quite difficult for anyone to actually leave the Ironwoods. The only way we've been able to find our way in and out is because of, well, this thing here, as I nod over to Pumpkin.
Yeah, sorry about that. You won't be able to leave all that often until we get the problem fixed.
She scratches her head. This is a bigger deal than I was expecting. I just kind of kept thinking we were getting lost. Well, Anyway, we kind of had anticipated that they were going to attack us at some point, so we threw in a decoy bag.
So what was in the original bag?
Well, my group, the Crooked Fangs, we made a bit of a deal with the Ironweaver Gnolls a couple years back, and we sell them Shiny Moon and other various farm goods. And, well, they leave us alone, and then also they let us live here in the Ironwoods.
You were trying to get out of the Ironwoods.
We were trying to go make our monthly sales to them.
Pumpkin, if we were to lead them out, how long would it take for us to get out of the Ironwoods right now? To get our friends from the Crooked Fang gang out of the Ironwoods?
Getting them out, it might take a little while. I don't really know how much time, but maybe like a few hours, I don't know.
All right.
From this location.
I don't have time for this.
Well, thank you for offering your help, but I got to report to my dad. He's the leader of the Crooked Fangs, and he needs to know more about this issue than us just fixing it this month.
How long have you been traveling from your village home?
We set it about 2 or 3 days ago. It got a little weird on time with us not being able to leave the woods. But if you would like, I got to go report back to Papa. So if you would like, Pumpkin, if you don't mind, leading the rest of my group back to the Ironweavers. They've got the goat in the wagon.
Okay, I can do that easily.
All right.
Can you find your way back to us, Pumpkin?
Yeah, it should be no problem. Let me, if you have any sort of like cloth I can take, I can find my way back to you.
Of course, yes.
Anything that has your scent on it.
Give him your pocket square.
Of course,
Bunny
yes,
boy.
of course. I've handed you this brightly colored, almost rainbow pocket square that matches absolutely nothing that he's wearing, and hand it to you and tie it around your neck.
A little bandana.
This is really cute. I like this. It's quite colorful. It reminds me of home.
It looks perfect on you, Pumpkin. I think we're going to be fast friends.
I think so too.
And I turn and I say, we didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Mags. Mags Crooked Fang.
Mags, why don't we guide you, or at least follow you, because I would hate for you to be attacked by anything, and let them go ahead. It's just going to take them a few hours to get out, so hopefully they should be safe, but we can guide you to your village.
Well, that'd be very kind. Yeah, you guys can follow along with me. I know this trail. I'm one of the ones who helped create it back all those years ago when we first started talking to the Ironweaver Gnolls. But some extra protection just in case those other group figure out we duped them and decide to come back for something.
How long have the foreign goblins been attacking the local goblins? Did you say a week or a month?
About a week.
Okay, because we also know things started getting wooky in here about a week ago.
Correct.
There you go.
They've been trying to get out for about a week, and this entire time they've been tracked by the other goblins. And so, Pumpkin, be safe. We will catch you very soon.
Yes. Maybe I'll remember something on the way back.
When Pumpkin turns to leave, Twitch has been standing there, inspecting Pumpkin very closely. So, with just a cloth, just a shred, you could track somebody?
Well, I have really good smelling.
Useful.
Meanwhile, with a modified 27 on stealth, Ziansi's been checking out one of the goblins.
Oh, one of the goblins.
Anything of interest on them?
The goblins that were with the wagon or the dead opposing
The
ones?
dead opposing ones,
Okay.
yes.
So you don't really find anything really hidden in their body. You do find the dropped scimitar that they were using. But other than that, you notice more of how the goblin looks. It's dressed in clothing that you kind of saw more on your way leaving Venturis to head more towards the last stop and then continue on your way towards the Caliban frontier fully. Duster, a little bit of a hat, a lot different from what Mags and her group have been wearing. And you notice it's a much skinnier goblin as compared to Mags and her group.
Skinny as in like emaciated, or skinny as in he's just kind of skinny?
Skinny as in emaciated.
And what color is goblin blood?
It is a darker green.
Okay.
Max, do you know who these other goblins were?
Not really. They've just been coming into our farm and stealing some stuff. Had a few fights with them every now and then, but it's usually more at night time than out in the open like this.
Very well.
So the goblins that were with Mags quickly set the cart back up, make sure the goat is appeased before quickly turning it around on the trail and heading further south. Mags begins to head down the trail with you guys.
We'll make a motion for Billy to come and scoop him up to get him back on my shoulder.
I imagine it's just, Sintra just kind of puts her arm down and leans a little bit to one side, and Billy just scurries.
Mags will talk to you guys as you guys travel. So, what bring a lot of you guys here? We only really see gnolls around here.
Yes, we are gnolls.
You're a possum, but I don't usually see you guys talk. Is the weird thing is most of the other gnolls just have it for like grooming purposes.
It is weird, isn't it?
Little.
You know what? Billy is my bodyguard, and he is honestly the best bodyguard that a gnoll warrior could ever ask for.
I protect!
We're somewhat here on behalf of Clan Ironweaver. I currently speak for them, Sintra of Clan Redmaw. We are investigating some strange happenings that have been going on in the Ironwoods as of late. Did your clan, by chance, happen to hear any explosions recently, within the last week or so?
She's pauses for a moment to think.
Like a booming.
Well, there was a time that we were all in our burrow and the ground kind of shook. I didn't hear any noise with it, but maybe some of the others who were actually working the farm might be able to help y'all a little bit more.
Yes, perhaps either saw or have seen anything, but yes, and you said that you've been having issues with traveling as of late.
Yeah, we usually send down monthly goods to try and sell at Ironweaver, but we kept riding the wagon, then riding the wagon, and never seemed to make it out past the edge of the tree line like normal, so we kind of cut back. I need to tell my pop and my pawpaw kind of what's going on, but again, with this other group of goblins, it's just been real weird those last couple of weeks.
And they just showed up randomly.
We think they actually got here about maybe 2 weeks ago, but I guess as soon as they found where we were located, they decided to start attacking us and stealing some of our stuff.
Blackjack, did you notice they looked a lot like the ones outside of Venturis?
They would seem to be dressed like somebody from back east, which the first thing I noticed. But I don't remember seeing any goblins out in the Venturis area. That certainly would have gotten my attention, but I've not noticed anything like that. But I did notice, yes, their dress seemed to be a lot more similar to the fine wares that I have, just not quite as stylish.
Yeah.
Not so colorful?
Right.
General Sintra, what's this partnership with gnolls and goblins? I've never, normally there are a lot of problems.
No, I mean, goblins are goblins and they have their uses. There's goblin clans all over Ratoya. The ones like the Crooked Fangs who are here in the Ironwoods, and there are others that live out on the plains. I mean, typically they like burrows. They live under the ground in quite large family groups. It's not unexpected to have one that has made deals with some of the locals. I mean, it just depends on where you go. Sometimes they're annoying as all get out and attack and try to steal things, but then most other times they're fairly peaceful.
Well, yeah, we used to be like that, us Crooked Fangs, but when Pop and Papa took over, they found a better way to live out here. We no longer have to scavenge for food. We bought some seeds to plant from the Ironweavers to make our own little farms that we sell down at Ironweaver, as well as our Shiny Moon. Now that's an old family recipe.
I have not heard of this Shiny Moon before.
Is it like silver, like a metal?
No, not quite. It's a beverage for certain aged individuals.
Sintra no let me have.
You don't need any Shiny Moon, Billy. And even then, maybe a thimble would be okay for you to drink.
So I drink thimble.
Yes.
Hooray!
Well, maybe if you talk to my Pop and Papa about maybe helping us out, we can let y'all have some of our Shiny Moon.
Oh, I'd just like a taste of it.
No.
It's good for
the rabbit does not speak for us all.
It's good for many different occasions, as well as it comes in a variety of different flavors.
Oh, I love
flavors. You have
flavors.
that apple pie, Shiny Moon?
You know we do. That's our best seller.
Well, we would be more than pleased to come and assist the Crooked Fang clan.
Yes, in any way we can help you out, certainly.
All right, well, we're almost here now, so just a couple more minutes and we'll be right at the farm.
We walked about a crooked mile.
So, following the wagon trail, you eventually reach a fairly large clearing. Inside, you see several goblins attending to various tasks around what seems to be a thriving farmland. The threat of rain from earlier finally comes to fruition, starting as small sprinkles before becoming a heavy drizzle. The goblin farmhands quickly finish their business before heading towards an old, dilapidated building and disappearing into the darkness of the entryway.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Ironwoods is Connor Shenold as Jaska and our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Ziansi, Johnny Payne as Twitch, Kiri Hester as Billy, Ash King as Sintra, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. Special thanks to our Silver Star patron Paladin Shenanigans Unplugged. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician PJ Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of TabletopAudio.com, Sirenscape, and Monument Studios. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at RedDirtDND.com. If you enjoy the new campaign of Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/RedDirtDND at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the Ironwoods.
Do we want to follow along this trail?
Yes,
or?
I say
Follow goat!
Apparently, Billy wants goat.
But is it Billy Goat's gruff?
That's when he gets the gristle. It's the...
Yeah.
And then for Billy here, well, it just says Billy.
I imagine next to Billy it says, can lure with goat.
It says bait.
Well, all right. I don't really care who started it, but I'm going to finish it.
Sintra would have made an excellent middle school teacher. Hey! That's how you stop fights. Oh no.
My dice are reflecting Ziansi's uncertainty.
My dice are reflecting I'm sitting in Brooke's spot.
I also got a Poppy initiative roll.
Funny.
Tell me quickly what's the story. Tell me who and why and when.
Blackjack?
A natural 20 for a 25.
Wow.
Hey.
Twitch.
Maybe I tried 20.
What'd Pumpkin get?
10.
That blink cat is out there somewhere.
Right?
Chilling on Jaska's shoulders.
Oh, on Jaska's shoulders. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Sintra's shoulders. I was imagining Sintra has
I now
a
have
cat on his shoulder.
I don't know which one is going to be my devil and my angel, but...
I am, well, depending on your outlook on life.
Right?
I was like,
Billy goes, you should attack them.
all these familiar
Save
cats.
the goat!
The cat says, no, be kind to them.
Pretty handy to fight.
I like to think so.
Yeah. More so than Poto over there, and I motion towards Billy.
Oh, no.
I hit him for max damage!
Kodo and Kodo.
Wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Kodo and Kodo.
You gonna give me a nickname? I'm giving you a nickname.
Mouse Man is a better nickname.
Twitch hates nicknames. Read his bio on the
Twitch
website.
sounds like a nickname.
Nope.
So did you say there was one goblin running around with her bag? Was that the leader
That's
or a
the
different
leader.
guy?
That was the leader.
Okay, because goblins with bags don't usually do very well with me.
I'm just gonna wound him.
Chest explodes.
Net 20.
Eldritch Blast at the leader with the bag.
Bonnie boy.
Unfortunately, no. That's... yeah, Blackjack doesn't do as well as Gideon.
Of course I took!
Getting her to stop is the trick.
I am Boy Possum.
I was talking about you, Kiri. No. Okay.
Ow! That just seems like something that Twitch would say because Twitch doesn't like me.
Yeah, no.
To get friends from the Crooked Fang Gang into... Yes, I was looking forward to saying that.
It is a darker green,
Okay.
Not red.
not red.
Thank you very much.
Vulcan, yes.
Max, let it off, Goblin.
I did for the record, we always assume I did, but just in case it comes up, I did pick up my sword before we left.
I'm not gonna fault you guys for that. Just like Jaska always picks her arrows back up.